What's going on, everybody? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel. Here to discuss the WNBA 3-game slate for Thursday night. 10K up top. You love to see it. I really hope Draftkings keeps putting out this 10K to first. The contests are filling. I really wish we would get our own tab, but I've tried for years. Don't think that's ever going to happen. Recording this before the showdown starts on Wednesday night. So don't know what my lineup's going to do for it. Obviously, hoping for the best. In fact, Benlay to the moon, please. Take me to all the money. But anyway, let's look at the odds of the games. I know they don't have the Minnesota-Connecticut game up yet. The last I looked before it got taken down was 6.5 point spread. Connecticut favored at home. I think it was 164.5 over under. Sky at the Liberty, 15.5 point spread. This game does have some blowout risk. 165.5 total. Mystics at Mercury, 6.5 point spread over under 161.5. Mercury coming off a massive win at Vegas. Fantastic win. They've actually looked really good. I've been really impressed with them. But let's get into this 3-game slate. It's something I'm really looking forward to it. After glancing through all the pricing, not much value to be found, so we're going to have to nail the mid-range, and I think there are some plays definitely that we can take advantage of. But starting on the Minnesota side, fee 11.8, the highest price play on the slate. You can kind of disregard this 44 minutes. They've only played 2 games. That was a double overtime game. But it is good to see her play in 44 of a possible 50 minutes. She is going to play massive minutes, assuming no foul trouble. In this first game, she did have early foul trouble and missed probably 3 to 4 minutes. I would expect in a close game she's going to play anywhere from 35 to 38 minutes. She's their absolute go-to on offense. She's always going to have high usage. Fantastic player. Obviously, massive upside. The price is pretty steep, and there's not much value to be had. So one spend up might be all you can get to. So you have to nail it. And I mean, lots of lineups can be started with fee, and I'll feel perfectly fine about it. Alana Smith, 9,600. Price is pretty steep. Dorka, this is something we definitely need to keep an eye on. Dorka is... Oh, they just announced it. She is not with the team and won't be available on Thursday, so don't have to worry about that. I know her overseas commitments had concluded on Tuesday, but I didn't know if she was going to be able to make it on Thursday. Good to know she's not. So fire up Alana Smith if you want. She's going to be a contrarian spend up. 9,600 is pretty steep. She's had 2 really good games, though. Obviously, with her, if the scoring is there, I mean, she's going to be in line for a good game. 5 stocks in the opener, 9 in the second game. She's a great defender. She has block upside. Obviously, it's not this high. Those are just ridiculous numbers. I think she has hit her ceiling in both these games. Just makes me feel like she's a contrarian spend up at 9,600. She is going to play big minutes. I would expect 35, 36 minutes, assuming no foul trouble, which there are foul issues with her. That's another thing. She has not gotten in foul trouble yet. That's something you definitely have to watch out for with her. Courtney Williams has been solid. I've always said if she shoots the ball well and scores real-life points, she's a great contributor in DFS because the peripheral stats are always there. She's always good at getting the peripherals. The landing spot couldn't have been better. She's asked to do more on offense, which is great for us in DFS. Don't mind her, 9,300. Great tournament play any time out. Going to play 30 to 32 minutes. McBride should play low 30s minutes on a normal night. If the shot's falling, she has quite a bit of upside. Not really ever going to do much peripheral-wise, especially with Courtney Williams there now, Alana Smith, and Fee. You can't really expect a lot peripheral-wise, but she can get hot shooting the ball from 3 and put up a big score. 9K is a little steep in my opinion, but, I mean, that's how you win tournaments, is playing someone lower owned like McBride. Diamond Miller, apparently, there has been no official word that she was on a minutes limit. But her 13 and 15 minutes suggest that her knee surgery, the offseason, maybe they're limiting her and they just haven't said anything. I tend to think she didn't play well in the opener. And I think that's why she got benched. She started in the first quarter and the third quarter, never got anything going, but she played better in this game. They had double overtime, 50 potential minutes, and she only played 15. So maybe they are limiting her. Maybe she's not fully healthy yet. Obviously, if there is no limit, I mean, $6K is a really good price for someone of her talent. If she is limited, I mean, you can't trust her. Carrollton been playing really consistent minutes. I would expect somewhere around 20. Really, eventually, it's going to be the hot hand approach. I hate to say it because Dallas has absolutely torched us with that, but she's not that good fantasy point per minute wise. She's not a very good shooter. She will get some peripheral stats, but her ceiling is really capped. She's not going to go out and put up a 30 bomb. So she's fine if you think Diamond continues to be limited. Heidemann, it is a revenge game. She's been a lot better than I ever thought she would be. 22 and 18 fantasy points. The assists have been there. Whatever. There's not much value. If she's going to see 15 minutes like I think she will, 5,800, you could do a lot worse. Her minutes are secure. That's what you're looking for on these slates where there's not much value. So you can go there if you'd like. Kone, just don't expect her to play very many minutes. She absolutely smashed in 3 minutes. Just don't expect enough minutes to go around for really anybody down here. Dorca's out like we discussed. Peely just isn't getting very much run. She hasn't looked very good. So not really interested in anyone down there. On the Connecticut side, let's look at Alyssa Thomas last game. 40 minutes. The entire game against Indiana. Put up a 60 burger. 52, 40, and 60. Her floor is probably, her absolute bottom dollar floor is probably 30. Her ceiling is 60. She put up 24 real life points, 14 boards, 9 assists. I mean, and a 60 burger. This is what she'll do if she puts up real life points. She has nuke any slate she's on upside if she's actually shooting the ball and being aggressive on offense. Usually she's more of the facilitator. She's trying to get everyone else involved. Yeah, I mean, 11.5, fantastic price. It's Alyssa Thomas. You know what you're getting. She is the cash game queen. Every slate, you know, she's playing at least 36 minutes, assuming no foul trouble, and she is always going to be involved. The offense runs through her. Dewana Bonner, her running mate, 10K. Price is good for GPPs. She still hasn't shot the ball that great, especially from 3. I mean, 1 3-point made out of 16. That's going to turn around. She's a good 3-point shooter. She's a good scorer in general. I mean, 20 real life points, 22. She can pop any night for 25 to 30 real life points, and then if the peripherals are there or any kind of stock upside is there, she could have a really good night and carry you to the top of a tournament. Carrington, price continues to go up. It is still not high enough in my opinion. 31 minutes with cramps in both legs, 37 minutes, 36 minutes. I would expect anywhere from 34 to 38 minutes for her, assuming no foul trouble, obviously. Just the usage looks great. She's steadily improved. Been really impressed with how she's been playing, especially to start this season. Plays great defense. I mean, they trust her. They have a big 3 minutes-wise, and it's her, Bonner, and AT until Bree Jones gets back to full health. Let's talk about Bree Jones. 7,300. The price continues to fall. The minutes have been up every game. 19, 21, 23. This could be the game that she pushes for 26, 28, 29 minutes. If she does, this price is way too cheap. We're getting to the point we want to be driving the bus and not running after the bus. Because one slate, when she gets extended, and they're not going to mention it, they're not going to say when she's fully unleashed, we're just going to have to catch it. And it's coming. And it may be on this slate here, 7,300. I love Brianna Jones. She could pop this slate. She is my flag plant. I'm really excited because I think this is a slate where she gets extended and plays well. Just because, another thing, Olivia Nelson-Ododa has been awful. She has been terrible. This past game, she played 12 minutes. The reason AT played 40 minutes is she was so bad in the 12 minutes that she played. AT just played the 5. They went small, and AT played the 5. She's been so bad. They don't want to play AT at the 5. Brianna Jones, once she gets fully healthy, they're going to just run Brianna Jones and then play Olivia Nelson-Ododa when Bree Jones needs a rest. And not have to play AT at the 5, even though she can. She's as tough as nails. Harris, fine, 6,400. You're really just hoping for the real-life points to show up. I can't do it. Her peripheral stats are almost non-existent. AT is the primary ball handler. You're banking on her ripping threes and shooting the ball well. I just don't think she has enough upside to warrant playing her, but if you want to, I have no issues with it. Mariah Jefferson, minutes went back down. I can't recommend playing her, and especially Tiffany Mitchell. If Bantam plays, really can't recommend playing her. They're all going to pull minutes away from each other. It just makes it really difficult to trust any of them. But moving on to the second game, Chicago at New York, definitely some blowout risk here. That's my only worry with this game. Mabry, love her, 9,900. Like I said before the season started, she's icing her shooting arm every night. 6 of 16, 5 of 17, playing mid-30s minutes. Really stuffing the stat sheet. 12 rebounds and assists. 16 rebounds and assists. She hasn't even scored like she can. She hasn't put up a 25 real life point game yet, where she goes for 50 or 50 plus. If this game is competitive, it'll be on the back and the shooting of Marina Mabry. Love her for tournaments. She's going to be low owned with the spread and everything. Let's talk about Elizabeth Williams. Played 32 minutes last time out, 10 stocks. Good luck getting that again. She went for 50. Absolutely nuked whoever. I think she was 1% owned, and the guy that played her solo shipped the 10K, which, I mean, more power to you if you're playing a bunch of lineups. Always throw in the darts, but 9,100 seems really steep. I do love her consistency. If she's not getting in foul trouble, she's gonna get some putbacks. She's a great rebounder. She'll bang down low, get the dirty boards, offensive rebounds, putbacks. Fine, the price is a little steep. You just can't expect 10 stocks again. That's just outrageous. Reese, 8,100. Love me some Angel. Love how she plays. Her game translates well to the league. She's just gotta develop a little mid-range jumper. She battles though, and 26, 25 minutes both games she had foul trouble, missed out on some minutes. Free throws are going to be her Achilles heel. If she's making her free throws, she has better upside. Needs to convert more of her shots though. That's her biggest flaw right now. She's always going to be a great rebounder. Fine as a tournament play in my opinion. DeShields has looked really good in limited minutes. 18 and 24, 23 fantasy points and 33 fantasy points. Fine with her. She's typically pretty good at getting peripheral stats. Just the minutes thing at 8K is kind of concerning. I would expect her to play somewhere around 20, 22, 24 minutes. Paying 8K for someone only playing that many minutes is not ideal. Dana Evans, 7,700, has not shot the ball well to start the season, but is still seeing low 30s minutes. Has some assist upside. She's fine play at her price. You could do a lot worse. Don't mind playing her if you want to. No interest in Brianna Turner or Wnba. Both them are absolutely abysmal fantasy point per minute. Under 0.5 fantasy points per minute. Eventually, I would imagine these two are obsolete and out of the rotation once we get Cardoso back. Kennedy Carter. Let's talk about Kennedy Carter. Before their game against Dallas, the last time out, I said she's going to play 15 minutes. She did. 1 of 2 shooting in the opener. I said she usually chunks it on the offensive end. The next game out, she played 15 minutes, and she shot 13 times. This is what she does. This is the upside that she brings. Now, granted, she didn't pitch in anything in the peripheral stats, but 12 real-life points in 15 minutes, the upside is there. I really like her. She's one of my favorite values just because there's not a lot of value on this slate, and she really fits that mold. No interest in Lindsey Allen. She's been as bad as Brianna Turner and Wnba. So just really can't recommend her. I would much rather play the upside play in Kennedy Carter for $100 more. On the New York side, Stewie, below 11K. The only worry is blowout, obviously. She's going to play 30 minutes no matter what. If for some reason this game would stay close, she's going to play closer to 33, 35. 61, 46, 41. She's a walking 40 bomb. Like I mentioned, this 21 to start the season, only 9 shot attempts. I'm not too worried about that. That could very well be her lowest fantasy scoring game of the season. Not much needs to be said. She's in play every slate. If you think the game stays competitive, I think she will be lower owned because people will just flock to AT. It's a good way to get different in tournaments. Jonquel Jones has been great this season. The shots have trickled down these past 2 games, as have her minutes, because both these games were well in hand. Just love what I've seen from her. She looks way quicker, way more decisive. She's shooting the ball from 3 really well. Obviously, fantastic tournament play. Good pivot off of Stewie. One of them will typically do really well. This last game, Jonquel had a little bit of a stinker, her first one of the year, but still 30 points. She's going to 3x her price from there. Sabrina is fine. The assist numbers have went up because Sloot just looks washed. She's been awful this season. And they're quick to pull her and give Sabrina the point back. That gives her assist upside that she did not have last season. She's a solid rebounder. They come and go, though. First 2 games, 7 rebounds each, 1 in each of the last 2 games. That's concerning. But if she pulls a game together where she puts up 20 real-life points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, she can put up a 50-burger. It's well in the range of outcomes. 9,800, great tournament play. Sloot, mentioned her. She's down to 7,800. Minutes have consistently ticked down for her. She was in foul trouble this last game, so got to mention that. But the upside just has not been there for her. She's getting the peripherals. She looks washed to me. I hate that because I love her, but she just doesn't look like she has it anymore. Benaj Laney, fantastic defender, playing the most out of all the starters pretty much. She's playing low 30s minutes. All about if she scores, and she's been scoring at a good clip, averaging 14.5 on the season. If the shot's falling, she's going to pitch in stock. She has some stock upside. She's going to pitch in the peripherals. The price is solid. If you land on her, I have no issues with that. Baby Sabali, 5,300 is way too much for her. Even if she plays 15 minutes and puts up 20, look at the other 3 games. Sub 10 fantasy points. I just think that price is just ridiculous for her. I don't know why they priced her that much. No real interest in really anybody else. Thornton did get extended last game, played 20 minutes. If you think that continues, don't mind paying for her. She's just not been very good point per minute wise. Washington at Phoenix. We'll start on the Washington side. Brittany Sykes is out, already been ruled out for the game. Atkins, been really consistent at her 28 fantasy points in the 2 games that Sykes has been out. This game, Sykes was out against Connecticut. She left early, and Atkins really struggled. She's not shot the ball well in 2 of the 4 games. The peripheral upside hasn't been there. I mean, look, 6 steals and 1 block, and she only put up 28.5 fantasy points because she shot 3 of 13. She has upside. Obviously, fantastic tournament play. The usage is there. Just up to you if you want to take the risk. Kira Austin, much like Bree Jones, she's still on a minutes limit, 20 minutes, 21, 21, and then they sat her for 1 game for rest. She's looked really good on offense. She's a great rebounder, has some stock upside. The price has tricked back down a little bit. Still waiting on her to be fully unleashed. I imagine it's coming here in the next couple of games. I'm more confident in Brianna Jones because we've seen the constant tick up in her minutes, and she has not sat a game yet. Where Austin, they're really bringing on slower because, because they just don't have much to play for. They know they're not making the postseason. If we get word no minutes limit, would really like her quite a bit. Samuelson, rough shooting game this last time out, 4 of 10. Did not pitch in much else. Really low floor. 30 points is her ceiling. 7,100 seems a bit high to me, but if you want to play her, have no issues with that. Dolson, minutes have started to tick down. And her fantasy output has ticked down. She's fine. 7K seems a bit pricey for her, especially if the minutes are going to continue to tick down. For this reason, and this reason alone, Aaliyah Edwards has played really well these past 2 games. 25 minutes, 24 minutes. She has been a menace on the defensive end. She's a great rebounder. Definitely my favorite of this little range here. Samuelson, Dolson, Edwards. I like Edwards the most. She's the cheapest, and the minutes have looked the best, and she is pitching in on the peripherals. Van Loo going to get the start again with Atkins out. Has really, really high upside at 6,800 in my opinion. She's going to play 28 to 30 minutes if she stays out of foul trouble. She is a fantastic passer, has a consistent floor with assist. If she grabs a couple rebounds and her shot's falling, she's only going to take about 8-9 shots, so they need to fall for her to really reach her upside. But I really like Van Loo again, and the price is starting to get up there, but I think she merits it for her play. Shines Allen, minutes have evaporated. Only 10 minutes this last time out. No interest there at 6,100. Walker Kimbrough, once again, no interest. Just not very good fantasy point per minute wise. Dede Richards has seen her minutes get extended, and she is listed as probable for the game. If you need a cheap value play, she's not the best value, but she is a value at 4,200. Played 10 minutes and 12 minutes the past 2 games. And she's doing it not with scoring, which is something we love to see in value plays. Obviously, some risk here because her minutes are not as secure as Walker Kimbrough or Van Loo or Samuelson. All these people, she's going to get 1 or 2 runs. And if she, in her first run, if she doesn't play well, she could get pulled and not get a second run. Moving on to the Phoenix side, Kalia Copper, freaking nuking everything. She was incredible. The usage is nuts. Up to 10-5. 19 shot attempts, 20 shot attempts, 23 shot attempts. She has been incredibly efficient shooting the ball, even from 3. She's been just out of this world. The minutes, I would love to see her get to this 33-34 mark just for a little bit more consistency. But 10-5 is about as high as I'm willing to go on someone that's only going to play 30 to 32 minutes a night. But look at the upside is there. Obviously, she's shown it that her usage is not going to move. I mean, she's going to be the number one on offense for this team. 30 fantasy points, 47, 55. Obviously, the floor is solid with her. I have no issues paying up for her. Natasha Cloud, 2 good games, one kind of a dud. But the peripherals, I've said it all along with Natasha Cloud for years. If the peripherals are there, she's going to be a solid play. She's never going to be an electric scorer, but you need her to pitch in the peripherals, get you some stock upside, and 9,200 is pretty steep, but she will be single-digit owned, and I don't mind playing her as a contrarian play in tournaments. DT, upside, obviously there, if she's shooting the ball well, like she did on opening night, 23 real-life points. Just the peripherals. If they're there and she shoots the ball well, she could put up a really big score. She's just more out there. She's just a legend. She's gonna shoot her threes. 7 of 11, 1 of 8, 3 of 8, and she's gonna give a couple love taps, a couple hard fouls. But she's fine. Always in play for tournaments. Mac, or who I'm calling Prime Shaq, still on her 22 minutes, 20 to 22 minutes. Well north of a fantasy point per minute player on the season. She is just pitching in everywhere. 11 peripheral stats. 13. If the peripherals are going to be like this, 7,900, I never thought I'd say it, is a really good price for Natasha Mack. The only thing is, she's stuck at how many minutes she's going to play. She is never going to get extended. If she ever was, it was going to be one of these 3 games where she is crushing and she's not getting extended. That tells me she never will. Doesn't matter what's going on. Perfectly fine paying that for her if you think she continues to crush the peripherals. Rebecca Allen, pretty score independent. Opening night, she had 7 rebounds, 2 assists. 7 rebounds and assists since. She's fine. If she scores the ball, she can put up a decent score. Decent tournament play. Sophie Cunningham. 26, 25, 23 minutes. She's going to play mid-20s minutes off the bench. She has great scoring upside shooting the 3 ball. She's a solid rebounder. 9 rebounds this last time out. One of the better values on the play at 6,300. No issues playing her if you land on her. No interest in Sugg Sutton or Dixon or Herbert or Birch. Just not enough minutes to go around. Sutton got extended this last game, played 18 minutes. She's been playing decent minutes. She just doesn't have that high of a ceiling. 17 minutes, 8 fantasy points, 15 minutes, 8 fantasy points. This is her ceiling. 18 fantasy points in 18 minutes. Fantasy point per minute, yeah, that'll work. But if you're paying 6,200 for someone that puts up an 8, you're not in a good spot. But for me, I'm really, really looking forward to this slate. I think there's some ways you can attack, and like I mentioned, Bree Jones is someone I'm probably playing. I want to be driving the bus when she gets that first night of extended minutes because she can win you a tournament. And I think with Olivia Nelson-Dodota struggling, they're going to turn to Bree Jones and really unleash her. But that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Hope you guys crushed the showdown. Good luck to everybody. If you enjoy this content, leave a like. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. And we'll see you on the next one.